Now, the recent floods in the Eastern Cape's Hani and Tambo district resulted in thousands of pupils missing school. According to the Education Department, 39 schools and over 11,000 pupils in the Tambo district were affected. The department says a catch-up plan has been put together to assist affected pupils. To discuss this further, I'm now joined by the Eastern Cape Education Department spokesperson, Vuyiseka Mboxela. Thank you very much, Sis Vuyiseka, for your time here on eNCA. Just firstly, are these numbers still where we've just said right now in terms of how many schools and pupils are still affected to date?
Thank you very much, eNCA and the viewers. The numbers are still the same. The schools that are largely affected are on the side of our Tambo, in the coastal belt of it. And the ones that are in Krisani, it's only those that were affected in the first instant of the floods, which it was not necessarily in them the complete swept away of a road and the bridges. It was just schools not being able to be accessible on the basis that water streams were still very high. Those numbers now have gone down in Krisani, where we're still battling with the infrastructural issue in terms of roads. It's on the side of our Tambo, because there are areas where bridges have been swept away. There are areas where roads has just been completely swept away. But the recent visit by the president and the announcement that was made that everything will have to be instant, we hope that it's going to give us the relief that we need so that we can access our schools.
And soon enough, pupils are expected to go back to school. I understand that on the 12th of April, schools are expected to be reopened. Will the department be ready, or these schools, will they be ready to receive pupils?
Actually, I can confirm that it was a matter of just 3 days where they were not able to access the school, especially those that are doing the exit grades, that is grade 12 and grade 8. Those are the focus point when it comes to interventions that are to be done by the department. And I can confirm that the total number of grade 12s that have been moved from different areas where they stay to a concentration camp is 1,800. And that number is a number that which the catch-up plan is centered around. And we can also say that even when they are back at school, which will be after the 12th of April, expectation is that at least by that time would be having a way of accessing schools, and the district has already put up a plan that there will be extra classes, especially for those that are doing exit grades.
All right. And in terms of the department's budget, how has this affected it? Because obviously you have to now reprioritize a few things.
Definitely, it's going to affect the department. But a little bit of a relief that we have is that in terms of the budget allocation to the department, we're better off than last year because we're at 1.8 billion. And at least we are in the start of the financial year. It therefore means that there are some plans that we have put that are going to be rechanged. And at least there's a top management meeting that is set in the last weekend, which was also seized with this reality. And we are also comforted by the fact that when it was declared that Eastern Cape has a disaster, expectation is that at least schools will be part of the issues that are going to be dealt with. And we can also say that where there's a problem, we believe that DBE at national is going to come into the space, and also the DG of the Department of Basic Education was in our province, so he directly knows what is going to be a challenge as it and when that time comes. But the little adding of the budget from 1.6 to 1.8 gives us an indication that at least we are going to be able to make some few changes in the budget plans for infrastructure.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on eNCA. That was the Eastern Cape's Education Department spokesperson, Vuyiseka Mboxela.